I'm about to go read or try and read, and it just occurred to me that tribalism has become such a huge problem that people no longer refer to it as a problem. They treat it as a norm. They treat it as a norm. It's not that it's a problem that needs to be fixed, or a problem that needs to be addressed, or a problem that needs to be analyzed. It's often treated as a norm. Like you see videos where they go, Igbo people are this, Yoruba people are this, Hausa people are this. In fact, many a times, Hausa people, I was not about Hausa people. Hausa, the tribe itself, is not often spoken about in a kind light on Nigerian social media and on internet itself. That's another thing. But that's the entirely different conversation. Because if you want to see good videos, you will see good videos. God knows I can find that's particular song I'm obsessed with. I can't sing it. I was forcing my friend Ibrahim to teach me, but like he says, I keep biting my tongue. But that's a different conversation. So and see how it's become so common that it's actually normalized. We have different kind of swear words for each tribe. In each tribe, and even in English, we have certain words we call these people, certain ways we see them, even as in movies, our skits, and so what. It is projected that way, and it's not considered a level of racism, or not considered no racism, tribalism, not considered a level of discrimination and segregation, however, because it's considered to be normal, the truth, give or take. But you don't really know the truth because you only interacted with certain people who you were fortunate enough to interact with. By that I mean, if you have a misconception that Hausa or people from the northern tribe, people who are from northern tribes are uneducated, because Hausa is not the only northern tribe. The only reason you think that because you've met a couple of people who are trying to make their daily bread through jobs considered to be less than. Because I believe you go to school, people from the northern tribe, but you still have that ideology within you. I just might actually, because I remember I was going through Reddit, I literally saw somebody make a comment like that, and I was like, hold a second, hold on a second, and it's observation, observation, and I really hope I don't think we can ever fully solve it, but I do hope we get to a point of actually addressing it. I also have an idea of what's considered the what they call it. They have the white male archetype. That is, I can't whenever I think about the white male archetype in corporate in other countries. Basically, the acceptable player. That is, he's allowed to have more opportunities, or he's given the foot in the door just based on how he looks and where he comes from. So it's like this archetype of, oh, we want you here. Now we have to see if you're the kind of version of you people who look like you we want, because they still need to fight for that spot, but in a different way, right? So I want to see if you're the kind of version of you we want. Like there's some people discriminate based on hair color even within that race. So it's even within that race. So it's actually quite intriguing. Even the race conversation are very complex, because race is a very complex topic when you want to go to a lot of issues, because genotype is not literally the only thing. Sorry, ranting off points. But I do think that's an equivalent to that white male archetype incorporate in Nigeria. I think we have the archetype in Nigeria. We have our own version of it. But then again, when I say Nigeria, it's often limited to Lagos, because that's where I grew up and that's where I spent majority of my life in. So in my experience in Lagos corporates, we have our own version of that white male archetype. And there's this Jewish archetype, which is basically own everything. Own everything. So own shares of the biggest companies, own shares of this, own shares of the biggest organizations, be among the biggest investors, but you may not see them in the office. I'm not saying you will not see them in the office, but like this archetype of, oh, he's Jewish, he owns everything. It's a different archetype I'm still exploring, because I like negatives. They're negative in every single archetype, but it's intriguing when you think about it, because I'm really interested in traditional Jewish sitcoms like the Nanny, Nanny Fine, go Nanny Fine, and